Hey guys, Bad Infos here. Do you fancy yourself as a veteran of GTA Vice City? Have you played the Definitive Edition for hundreds of hours, looking for every possible hidden secret around the city? Well, even if so, I'll now show you 10 things you didn't know about the game. Know everything? That's fine, leave a dislike, but if I taught you something new, be sure to click on like. So, let's begin. Number 10. You might know of the Vico Romero's hearse. Well, it's a hearse, obviously. What you might not know is that they have a shop selling caskets. Right behind the shop you'll find a package and below it a grave containing an exposed skeleton. What's more interesting is that a few meters away from the shop you'll find another shop called Carnicero Romero's Family Butchers selling meat. All is fine and dandy until you look closer and you'll see that it's actually human organs. So what does all this information tell you? Well, both shops are working together, one brother buries the people and when nobody's looking, he digs them up, gives them to his brother, who in turn chops them up into little bits and sells them to the customers. Disgusting. Number 9. There's a hidden ball game. Just find the beach ball in one of the pools. After shooting it or kicking it, it will fly into the air and you'll be able to bounce it on your head. With each hit the counter increases and only gets reset after the ball touches the ground. If you shoot it enough in the sky, it will fly incredibly high and you'll lose sight of it too. A pretty nice minigame. Number 8. GTA Vice City got many changes from its beta days. Being developed as an expansion pack to GTA 3, Vice City quickly turned into a fully fledged separate game. The first notable change being the map itself. Some areas got completely wiped, such as the Hyman Memorial Stadium area or the lighthouse. Others were added too, like the beach area. The Vice City Mall wasn't a mall at all. The airport got changed a lot, where in the original Vice City we can see a ghost tower which is still visible when approaching the second island, but right after loading in the other part of the map it disappears. Luckily this is not an issue anymore with the Definitive Edition, since we don't have loading screens anymore. Many characters got a name change, others changed their appearance, some missions from Avery, the film studio, and even from a deleted character Mr. Muffet were deleted. Some hidden but disabled phone calls can be found in the game files as well, some of which from Mercedes and Phil.
Tommy, it's me.
Hi, Mercedes.
Tommy, I'm so bored. When are we going to have some fun?
What do you mean?
Well, I know you're busy fighting and killing and corrupting people, but I just want to have some fun, so don't forget about me, okay?
Many weapons got deleted, including an AK-47. Despite being able to see it in ammunition walls, GTA Vice City is the only GTA game without an AK-47. Number 7. You don't need to complete any story missions in order to visit the other islands. Out of GTA 3, Vice City, LCS and VCS, this is the game which has the most ways to travel easily across the islands. For instance, get yourself a bike, push against this fence and BAM! You are in Starfish Island! From Starfish Island, a simple jump will take you to the mainland. Make yourself an artificial bridge. Get a boat and visit the mainland. Make yourself a ramp at the film studio. Ride alongside of it, jumping on the bridge, and so many more. Number 6. If you get inside a Vice City News building, you get teleported to the roof after climbing these stairs. If you adjust yourself correctly and jump to the next building, you'll see a literal Easter egg with the words Happy Easter. Number 5. There are many movie, music, politic and history references in the game. I'll only show you some of them because the list is enormous. During the mission Autosite, 6 people references to different competitor games. For instance, Mike Griffin is from Mace Griffin Bounty Hunter, Dick Tanner is from Driver, Marcus Hammond, Franco Carter and Charlie Dilson from The Getaway, and of course Nick Kong from True Crime Streets of LA. A shop window from the tool shop reads, "Tooled up, it's hammer time," which is a parody of MC Hammer's song You Can't Touch This. There's a mailing company called Spand Express, abbreviated to Spandex, which is a parody of FedEx. And I guess you know what Spandex is. This yellow car door at Sunshine Autos is a reference to the TV series The Dukes of Hazzard, where you can see a yellow car door at Cooter's garage. The new countdown is a pun of the song The Final Countdown. The building Rockstar International is supposed to be Rockstar Games' building. The name and logo are really similar to Rockstar's. The name Escobar International Airport is a reference to the Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar. Hyman Memorial Stadium is a reference to Hyman Roth from The Godfather 2. Apartment 3C is a direct replica of one of the apartments in Scarface. In one scene, Tony Montana and his colleague Angel walk into a Colombian hotel in which they get tortured. Inside it you can find a chainsaw, whiskey, cocaine and bloodstains. The Vercetti mansion is also a replica of Tony Montana's mansion. The Malibu Club is also inspired by Scarface. In the Malibu Club you can see a fireman, a construction worker, a biker, soldier and a policeman, which is a reference to the Village People. The bank job outfit is a reference to Jason from Friday the 13th. The Top Fun vans are a reference to Top Gun, and like I said, there's too many more to list, so let's move on to number 4. The waters of Vice City have many secrets. There are 4 shipwrecks, one being at the northern side of Vice City and the others next to the North Bridge area. One of the ships is made by the same company that owned the ship which Claude and 8-Ball blew up in GTA 3. You can also find 2 men wearing cement shoes, which apparently got interrogated by the mafia of the city and drowned. And finally, during the mission Phnom Penh 86, you see a man jumping off a bridge into the water. This is a scripted event and it will happen 100% of the time. Number 3. Vice City is the game with the most changes done to its gameplay and story after the game was actually released. Many weapons were renamed. The tear gas weapon was removed in the later versions, the 3.0 version, and of course any version after it, including the definitive edition, suffered the worst changes. We refer to these versions as the Cuban, Haitian-friendly versions, due to an article in 2003 saying that a big chunk of the game is about killing Haitians caused an uproar by said group of people, even causing protests in front of the New York City Hall. This forced the game to receive some major changes to its story. Rockstar Games changed a lot of dialogue, subtitles and phone calls to remove any Haitian and Cuban references. Here are some examples.
Papi, un gran problema.
Alberto, my son, what
The
happened?
Haitians. I hate these Haitians. They messed with me for the last time. These Haitians. We'll take them out. Only we need some backup. Papi, un gran problema.
Alberto, my son, what happened?
Un gran problema. They messed with me. They messed with me for the last time.
What is your problem?
We'll take them out. Only we need some backup.
These changes are terrible, because the story makes absolutely no sense in many of the cases. Who are you even going after? It's never explained. Some missions have a lot of dead air when you see hand motions and lips move, but no words come out. Number 2. Very close to Club Malibu you'll see this seemingly normal hotel. If you however get close to it, you'll see a very unpleasant image. Still don't see it? Try it at nighttime. Better! What's interesting to note is that in the original version, only at night every 15 minutes from the roof you'll see some spray mimicking you know what. In the definitive however we have no such thing. Such a shame, or maybe a blessing, I don't know. And finally, number 1. Bike physics are tied to the frame rate. The more frames you have, the easier it is to pull a wheelie. Have you guys heard of the north bug? Well, if you're playing at 30 frames per second and you're facing north, pulling a wheelie is very hard, close to impossible. Here's me doing it in the other direction again at 30 FPS and I have no issues. Here's an example at 60 FPS going south and once again going north. See? 30 FPS breaks some of the functionality of the bikes. And those were the 10 most unknown secrets in GTA Vice City the Definitive Edition. Again, if you knew them all, leave a dislike, I won't be mad. But if I taught you something new, then the like button is right here too. Do you know more secrets? Then share them in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and a very special thank you to my top channel members and patrons: Monish Pradeep, Alex Chavez, Max Robinson, LMP Racing, House the Chowder, Max Rich, Smokio, and everybody else on the screen. Become a supporter today.